Korner. I am back over in Watcher of Realms, and I've started a few things today. I've done a little bit of arena, and I'm recovering some like XP raids and stuff like that. So far today, I think that I want to go and level up some of my people that I've recently gotten, which I'm referring specifically to Lady Mina and watcherofrealms. So let's head over to the heroes. I do have that 3 max level and 6-star promotion thing. So let's find Lady Mina. I did put 200 XP into her, unfortunately, before I realized what a silly idea that was. But I'm going to come over here to where it says instant 6-star boost. I'm going to click on that, and we're going to move her from level 2 up to level 60 and start her up with this max level max what is it, promotion boost or something like that. Not promotion, yeah, promotion, something like that. Let's first start with this max level boost, and so it moved it up to 60 and 6 stars on Mina. Doesn't show it on here yet on the little window over here, but it shows it on the main screen over to the right. Theoretically, I assume that'll update accordingly soon enough. So we have her dealt with in that way. We do still need to promote her, so let's go ahead. I think, I think we can do that one by one. We could just, I suppose I could just instant grade 6 boost her, and that'll move her promotion grade up to full. Sure, I suppose. I don't really know that it's necessary, but I may as well. It doesn't matter. Let's do it. Alright, so we've got her level 60, 6 stars, and all that business. We'll X off of this. I haven't really used her other than in the Castle Dracula itself event. I haven't used Lady Mina, but she's there and available. Let's go down to Vlad down here. He is, let's see his attributes. He is up to level 50 and 5 stars. So let's start with starting him up. So we can't yet. We're gonna have to make some guys to do that with. So we have 2 more dudes that we're gonna have to eat in order to get him up a little more. But here they are, and I should have enough XP potions right now to handle that. So we have those. Come back out. We're gonna start him up. Just like so. Then, heading back into the upgrade window, we have enough XP potions to get him up to level 60 as well. So there it is. Attributes up to 60. Promotion is here. We need 6 more of these insignificantly attack 3s. Sure. Let's go do those real fast. I said 6 more, I believe. And why don't we just quick clear them? We'll have to use one of our huge stamina potions. We don't really have to. We could use a bunch of little stamina potions. We need 81 stamina for this. So let's do, you know what, we'll go overboard. We'll get 120. And then start these 6 back, or it's not even background, it's quick clear. I guess quick clear is what we'll call it. So we get all of that. We got 1 mythic extract, 67 insignia melees, and that goes across the board, all of the different varieties of that. 3 legendary extracts, 10,530 gold. Alright, hop out of there, and then we can promote him to his final 6-star rank. Alright, now, I don't know if I threw any gear on Mina, but we'll throw, we already did throw something onto him. So I could put this on, and I would lose a little bit of crit damage. I would gain in a lot of other areas. Now with him, his damage, I believe, is based off of his HP. So that HP gain up there is probably, I don't know, it may be more important than losing 21% crit damage. His crit rate is unfortunately low anyway. And so, I mean, hey, I like it all right. I think it brings his attack up and his HP up. The healing effect also goes up a little. That's interesting. All right, now where is Lady Mina at this point? And plus, another thing, do I have them added to my favorites? I don't. Let's do it. Okay, now, is he one of my favorites? I'm unsure. I'm going to have to actually look at him a little bit better to determine if he actually deserves that position. I feel like there's a possibility that he'll stay in my favorites, but we'll see. All right, Lady Mina, let's check her gear. I did put some gear on her. That's cool. No better gear available according to the quick equip, which means very little, but it is what it is. We're also, by the way, one of the reasons I wanted to do all of this today is that we have like a Brave Conquest or whatever it's called going on, so that we get some rewards for leveling up the people and all that. And let's see about the skill upgrades here. We've got plenty of dust, so we'll go ahead and throw some of these onto Mina and some of them on Vlad. That should be no problem. We got ultimate duration of eternal darkness plus 2 seconds. All right, let's try again. Eternal darkness is for ultimate. Then we're adding periodic rage regen, attack plus 5 to physical attack. Vulnerability versus physical damage plus 5. And then we've added a little bit more to blood resonance for their vulnerability plus 5 to physical damage. Still working through the powders at the moment of the dust, so plenty left of those. Increasing the ultimate by 2 more seconds there. And then on Crimson Oath, attack gained from ally plus 10%. That's cool. And I don't want to put any more in her because it's getting to use the legendary skill crystals. And I'm not sure that I necessarily want to throw those into her. Might, but I might not. Let's see if we can find Vlad. There he is. Vlad's hanging out over here. He's actually at the level where it would take crystals already in order to do anything. We only have one more thing for him, though. And it's on his magic attack. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my 11 to finish him out. Get him as good as he could be. Hopefully, it'll be a good return on investment there. Improves his base attack by 5%. Alright, so he's in decent shape. He also has this artifact, Quads Impaler. I have a second one, so I could, and I feel like I probably should, go ahead and use it and promote him a little more. It's going to increase his max hit points by another 1%, which will also increase his damage. But yeah, sure, I think so. Let's go. Alright, and then we can enhance it up a little bit more. And now Vlad is better than before. Can't really awaken him. I could awaken him, as a matter of fact. I do have one soulstone, but I'm not going to use it on him. Not sure who I want to use it on, but I don't want to use it on him. I'm pretty sure. Or at least not at this point. I want to just save that back and never have it forever. Okay, now. What else did I want to do? I feel like there was another way that I could get a legend. Or you know what? I think it was in my storage. Something in here. And I could get an artifact. Is it this? Choose an item you like from the bundle. Vlad Dracula's exclusive artifact, Vlad's Impaler. Wisdom meteorites by 400 or Titan meteorites by 400. Seems to me like Vlad's Impaler is the way to go here, right? Am I crazy? I think that I want to use it for Vlad's Impaler. So let's get it. Alright, we got that. Pop back out, come back over to Heroes, and let's find Vlad once more. Because now we have him in another lovely artifact to use to promote this. Which seems like a grand plan, does it not? It's going to increase his max P a little bit more. Nothing wrong with that, right? Let's do that. Alright, so, everything's a little bit better on him. We'll enhance it up a little more as well. So we're actually blowing through these mithril pretty heavily there. Alright, great. Now, he's up, not at the top of things, but he's doing much better than he was as far as his BP goes. He's definitely the best tactician that I have, which is not saying much because I have a total of 2 tacticians. He is one. Let's look over at the arena where I can refresh my opponents. Oh. We have this Spanish fellow down here. I say Spanish fellow. I don't think so. I believe we have this Russian guy in Spain, who has Volka alone in his party, 16,836 BP. Let us auto-fight the person who's trying to drop out of this tier of fights, right? We'll help them do that and help us go a little further. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement, I suppose. Volka is doing very well, by the way. I mean, just to be able to get past the first wave of that and still be alive with only 1 character is kind of crazy. So that was that person with 16,868, I think. BP 836, sorry. Beatrice topped the damage at 389,148, followed by Volka at 169,750. And then, actually, interestingly, Cyrene, but this is obviously because Cyrene was out the longest that she was able to put out as much damage as she was at 125,696. For that, we got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 5,000 Hero XP potions. Get out of there, and then see what else we have on the board. We have 299,000 BP, and therefore I don't really want to go up against any of these people whose BP start at 419,272. Yeah, that seems like an absolutely garbage plan. So let's get out of here. And then I think we go over to quests. We're going to claim this reward for leveling up heroes 3 times. It is 1 stamina potion sample. We also have the box at the top, which is 40 diamonds. Okay, now over in the guild, we have done something in the guild quest. We cleared promotion rate on any difficulty level 3 times, which gives us 22 guild coins, 20 guild activity tokens, and 1 small stamina potion. Now, our guild coins are currently being increased by 10% due to I cannot think of the name of it. It's a thing. It's a thing that we got. Let's see. Here it is. Privilege card. I think it's called a privilege card that we got for doing. I think the Dracula's Castle stuff is what netted us this privilege card somewhere along the way through that. So it's pretty cool. Then let's see, in the Oracle's Trial over here, we've done some hero training, as you saw, and therefore we've got a couple of pieces here waiting on us. We've got 10 Dawnbringer shards. That is the exclusive artifact for Lady Mina. You need a total of I want to say 60, but it might be 50 of those in order to get one of her artifacts. I already have one. I'm working on my second one. And I'm at least halfway, possibly more toward that goal because I now have 30 requests. There's only a few days left, or maybe a week. We got 3 legendary skill crystal shards as well. Okay, now back out of there. I had some summons as well that I wanted to do today. I think we had one of these, the ancient crystal summoning shards, and so we've got Count Dracula and Rivenhold on 20 times the chance, and I feel like we need to throw everything into that I possibly can, because of course I'm trying to get Count Dracula while he's available, right? I don't know if he'll be available later, so I feel like, you know, if I can put some ancient summoning crystals toward that, this would be a good idea. Now I have enough pity. No, I put pity on the legendary summoning crystals, maybe not the ancient ones. Probably not the ancient ones. Alright, so here's Cuke, the 3-star marksman, a cunning goblin archer whose poisoned arrows bounce from foe to foe. Beware its traps. Alright, we've got that. Now, did I want to do anybody else right now? For those of you who have not gotten Lady Mina yet, Bloodline summoning is still going on for another 6 days and 12 hours. That would be that week I spoke of a moment ago. We've got the one where you can choose your hero, and you also can get Van Helsing. Both of those are up 20 times the chances of getting them. Really kind of want Dr. Van Helsing, since he is available. Again, I don't know if he'll be available later. So I feel like I want him. We also have this new character in the Special Invocation of Spirits, which is Dane. I don't know. I mean, obviously I can't get both of them. I don't have enough diamonds to do that, or crystals. So I won't be able to get both. Got to make a choice. And if I have to make a choice, then I want to go for Van Helsing over Dane. And if I got another copy of Hot Suit, I wouldn't exactly be sad either, because then I could awaken her, and that's alright. Elwyn is also good. I was using her in the Dracula's Castle event. I don't have her here on this, but I did on the Dracula's Castle stuff, so I was able to try her out, and that was cool. Alright, let's get out of here. Over on the Elf Pass, it's actually the Gold Dragon Pass weekly quests. Leveled up heroes 20 times, and for that I get 600 dragon tokens. Then in the events we got some stuff going on. Sanguine Throne and Crimson quests. Leveled up heroes 50 times, and that gives us 200,000 gold and 1 Demon Slayer's medallion. We spent 1,000 stamina, which gives us 1 huge stamina potion and 1 Demon Slayer's medallion. Eliminating 4,000 monsters gives us 1 more Demon Slayer's medallion and 1 huge stamina potion. And then consuming 500,000 hero XP potions gives us 1 more huge stamina potion and 1 more Demon Slayer's medallion. Looking at this, we could spend some more money, claim some friendship points more, and do some wins in the arena, successfully enhance gear, and complete Artifact Forge to get some more of that, which definitely is what I want to do. I didn't realize that I needed to complete some Artifact Forges, so that seems like a very doable thing. We got the Duel of Champions over here with 30 diamonds sitting there. We got Corridor of Glory, that's for leveling up the characters, and that's going to give us 5 more of the artifact things plus 2 huge stamina potions. So this one is for Lady Mina's artifact, construction. So we got 5 more for that. Let's see here. We have Tales of the Smith running, but I haven't worked very hard on it yet. Up to 1796 out of the 12,500 points we'll eventually want to do. We have a little bit of time left on that. Let's go to quests, perform 1 summon, and we got 2 4-star psychic power shards for that. Alright, now let's see. Wonder what I was thinking only minutes ago. Let's check on this. We got 6 minutes and 30 seconds left before we can do more arena stuff. I think I was considering doing some artifact material raids to get that. I think we needed to do 10 of them in order to get the reward there. So let's go ahead and do that. It's just autofight 10 times. And we'll use one of these huge stamina potions to get the energy we need for it, stamina that we need for it. Alright, out of here. And then what? I think maybe I'll do Dracula's. You know what? Let's not. Let's go over to the Odyssey. Because I think this is going to be pretty easy to do. Clear stage 10 or above in gear raid 1 manually without any legendary heroes. So, let's go do that. Alright, without any legendary heroes, stage 10. Can't do the auto fight. Gotta do it the manual way. And so, we have to remove any of our guys who are legendary. Let's see what we have in the way of non-legendary northern faction guys. This is the kind of fight with the barricades and trying to stay alive, right? So, what do we need here? Northern faction guys, we need purple. Alright. So, here's Olag. He'll be nice in this, I think. Who else do we have here who we might like? Some of my guys are a little bit too low to make any degree of consideration. I don't think this is wonderful, but we've got Maw. And who else do we want to put in up here? Let's see. We're gonna get shields from this for all of the guys who are in the faction. We have her, but she is a legendary. We have Mari, and that might be the way to go here. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do Mari, and then, all right, take out this. What might I want to do? Not that. We do have Wrath. I wonder what we have in that red faction. I'm just thinking of people that we have Lords for one thing. So who else do we have in the Nightmare faction who's not legendary? We have Baron. Baron's nice. So Baron, Wrath. Alright, and then what about see, I don't know that areas would be great for this. We could use Gluttony. I think his name's Gluttony. And we could give that a shot. The thing is, right now, looking at this, I've got 2 healers. I've got, let's see, 3 fighters and 3 defenders. So what I don't have a lot of, actually, is, like, mages or marksmen, which could end up being an issue. But let's go ahead and try it as is and see what happens. Oh, dang, he's not even maxed out. That's a shame, isn't it? I wonder if I can do that real quick. Maybe I go ahead and try to bring him up to snuff. I don't know, let me go back real fast. Is he the only one of these guys that I don't have maxed out? It's gonna tell me they're maxed. I think Mari... Oh, quite a few of these guys are not. Well, it looks like it is. Let's see, let's check and see if that's true. Yeah, she's level 50. Gluttony's level 50. It looks like Maul is possibly also level 50. So the only marksman that I have that I'm bringing along is level 50. That's not great, guys. It's not great. As I feared, I used up the last of those guys. Who does it matter most for? These 3. Gluttony, Maul, or Mari. I think probably, maybe Gluttony. He has no gear on. Let's change that real quick. Throw something on him. Now, with him, his damage scales off of his HP. So it's important for him to have pretty good HP. Let's see, that crit rate's pretty abysmal, but I'm not too worried about it, I think. Let's see what we have here. Let's equip some artifact to him. 20% extra damage to targets inflicted with bleed. Well, that doesn't seem as useful as I would like it to be. Let's look and see what else we might want instead. Increases AoE damage by 15% when dealing damage to 3 more enemies simultaneously. Permanently increases AoE damage. That seems much better. Let's do that. And then let's enhance that too. Alright, great. I don't think I want to go so far as to promote it, but we will do that. Hey, Ruben, how you doing, man? I went earlier and I looked at your defense team. You had indicated that I should attack your defense team in arena and in a friendly face-off. And I figured out how to do that. And I went and looked at it, and I laughed because your BP is like, I don't know, almost 500,000 or something on like everything. So I had a good little chuckle. And then I did not attack with my 299,000 BP team, who would not have been able to take over those guys. But you're welcome to attack my team that I've made that, and we'll go about it the other direction. You can slaughter me that way. Tell me how it goes. All right, let's see here. Let's get out of there, and then I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I do want to level Gluttony. Yeah, let's try it. Why not? Okay. Quick startup. We need 5 guys. We have 4 of them who are ready to do startup. And I'll go ahead and do that. That took 340,000, which leaves us with only 464,000. Not great. But we've got somebody ready at level 4. We'll star them up. And then we can go down here. Oh, we can't. We don't have enough people yet to go after that. Let's just go one at a time, because I don't know how many I still need. And I have not very much XP potions to work with, really, all things considered. Ah, there we go. That's more like it. Alright, now let's try this one up. Hey, OJ, how you doing? What are we trying here? Oh, let's see. We have to do stage 10 of Gear Raid, I think, 1. Without having any legendaries in the party, in order to move up the Odyssey. I don't know, it's not really an event, campaign maybe? Something like that. Alright, so we're starting them up. Let's go back here and try to start up. Alright. I also looked at OJ's team while I was there, the arena team, and his were also around like 450,000, something like that, and end up on the beaches. Let's see here. We got his level cap increased to 60. From doing that, let's see if we can upgrade him. We can get him most of the way, not quite there. Let's do this. We've got him up to 58 out of 60. Still not really sufficient, and I don't know that I'm going to do super well here, but we'll give it a go. Aruvian says, yeah, wow, forgot about that Odyssey quest. Yeah. OJ says, I saw on YouTube that you got hot suit. I did. Yeah, I haven't actually used her yet. I don't think I may have thrown her into an arena party and tried her out, but I really haven't put to good use yet. I need to. Just haven't gotten there yet. I really think it'll be great because I've got obviously arrogance, and I have hot suit, and I feel like that's going to be a good combo. And there's some others. I don't know. It should be interesting. Okay, now let us give this a go and see how bad it is. I fear it's going to be rather bad, but we'll find out. Okay, what we're going to start out with is finding Cyrene and putting her back here behind a wall so that she doesn't get killed immediately. Then I think we're going to throw. I feel like Wrath is a good next. Oh, no, not Wrath. Yes, Wrath. Sure, Wrath. Throw Wrath out next. And then maybe. Yeah, maybe Gluttony. That feels okay. I think that we could do possibly Baron in front of Gluttony, or maybe Olog. Yeah, it doesn't matter much, probably. We'll do Baron in front of Gluttony. Those will help each other's attack speed go up. And that may have not been the best placement, but that's okay. Not too worried about it, honestly. Put Olog next, down here. And then I think we can put Hollow, I think, at the bottom, and then the other guy, Vortex, that's the one. Maybe that's his name at the top, or I may be giving him the wrong name, because there's another guy who is like on a swirling, his name might be Cyclone or something like that. He's on a little, it's a Cyclone. So possibly his name is Cyclone, who knows? Alright, so we'll throw. Who else? We only have one more deployable at the moment. Feel like Maul. I feel like Maul. Right here would be, I don't know. Let's see. What if, in fact, I put him facing that way, and then I take away Cyrene, and I put out Mari on the other side, also facing the same direction there. That feels all right. And then we're going to use Olog's, well, we don't actually need to, because everything seems to be going just fine so far. I was going to use this extra block thing, because I think when we use his ultimate, yes, it increases his block by 1. And I want to try to keep the people on the right side of him as majority. On the right side of me, I should say. Directly in front of him, ideally. Oh, let's see. Irvin says, do you have Estrid? She would be great for this fight. She has a big sweeping AoE attack. You know, I don't know that I've ever used Estrid. I know that people have spoken well of her, and I may have used her and just not remember it. I don't recall, other than I feel like I might have used her in like a faction trial or something like that. But so far, this seems to be working pretty decently. I had no idea how it would do because I don't remember stage 10 specifically. I just wasn't sure how it would go. It seems to be going just fine. And I probably didn't even need to do anything with Gluttony because I doubt that mattered in the slightest. Gluttony, because of his position in this. Feels like it probably wasn't very important to do that. I didn't even need to use Olog's ultimate, interestingly. Irvin says, bless you, whoever sneezed. Oh, yeah, that would be my son in the background. I didn't even notice. You've been blessed. All right. So, the Sword's clearance record's not updated, but we're unsurprised by this. So that was okay. I think all things told, I didn't realize I also didn't have Olog leveled up to 60. I would have preferred to do that over Gluttony. I just didn't realize he was still down there. That's too bad. All right, next we got 1,214 XP potions. 5,125 gold. We got 1 gear piece, 118 extra XP potions, and 500 extra gold. Looking at the stats, Maul did the vast majority of the damage at 3,666,400, followed by Gluttony at 1,761,840. So maybe it was a good move to level him up after all, because Baron came next at 1,288,370. Yes, I think that was a good choice. All right, cool. Let's click complete, and then we'll go check on Odyssey. All right, we claim these 10 5-star psychic power shards for that. And on we go. Own 10 level 60 heroes. Think I got that covered. So we got 50 mythic extract shards there. Clear stage 15 in gear raid 1. Well, we did that. So we got 5 gear recasting hammer shards. Clear tide wave 102. Yes, we've done that. And so we can claim these 10 legendary summoning crystal shards. Claim the prerequisite quest rewards to review the subsequent quest rewards. Clear campaign stage 6-1. Let's see how far away we are from that. 6-1. We got a little ways to go. Do I want to work on it? I suppose I could throw some folks at it. Erivian says, tell your son, OJ says you've probably already done most of them. So it seems. Erivian says, tell your son you should be so lucky to have a chill gamer mom. Mine can barely figure out text messages. Well, you know, that's a shame right there. Alrighty, let's see. E5-7. I'm gonna look at this. These are probably going to be not really any problem to get through. But for people watching, you may have BP of a more similar level to these than mine. So maybe as we'll go over it, right? So we've got 3 oncoming portals, or 4 total. 3 on ground, 1 in the air. And then we've got 1 portal to protect. Batwing's Banshees are going to be coming out of those portals. They're ranged, light armor guys. So if you've got some marksmen, that'll take them down. We've got Poison Mages. They're also ranged in light armor. They'll be ground, but equally taken down by the marksmen. We got the Mutant Rodents. That's just big, or not even big, just fast. Monsters on the ground. Scale soldiers. And then Rippers. Rippers do a little more damage than the others, and they're wearing heavy armor. Let's go ahead and fight. Sure, we'll use, you know what, I don't want to use any more of those right now. I'm going to use some of these build-up of stamina potion samples. Let's get, you know, we'll just do 250. Use 25. Alright, let's fight. Side bet with OJ, says Rubian. I bet Kip puts in Rosalie and Arrogance. You know, I was just going to go with whatever I already have here. Looks like there is Arrogance. There is not Rosalia. So, start. Alright, let's see here. What if we just throw out Cetrum over here? Don't try this if your BP is really low, necessarily, because I'm only doing it this way because my BP is so much higher than what is required here. But I think this is the way I'm going to go for it, just to try to get my guys a little closer to theirs so that we can move this slaughter along a little faster. Let's turn this on double speed and I'll turn on ultimates. Let's get Wrath out here. And then Hedron as well. If I can click buttons. Clicking buttons is hard, guys. I don't know if you know. And then Sulcadins. No, actually, I wonder if I can just put Sulcadins down to take care of this guy. And then we can toss her out. Daochan, that's the name. For the DPS boost. Oh, hey, Cody, how you doing? Cody says, been a while since I caught a stream. Been really busy lately. I see you hanging in the background in a sniper, or maybe it was early in the morning, to be fair. I suppose it was early this morning. Believe it or not, I'm working through the Odyssey a little bit. Cody says, by the way, I got super far into Overlord yesterday. Congratulations. I was in the top 600-ish for Arena. Yeah, cool, man. All right, so stats show that obviously Setchum was at the top. And again, that's because his range is so much further than most of the rest of them. So we got Setchum at the top, followed by Idrin, then Arrogance, and then Sultans. We got 30 of the diamonds, 553 overflowed XP, 1,230 overflowed gold, and then 53 extra, which we have overflowed and we also have extra. Extra XP potions and 120 extra gold. Out there. Ergen says, oh wow, my AoE team is my worst. I need Volar. But he says it only cost me using some stones. I haven't a clue what we're talking about. Some stones. What kind of stones? Alright, now the next battle is we have 2 portals to protect. They have 2 portals on the ground that will be oncoming. They have elite poison mages, scale-pierced soldiers, poison mages, rippers, and mutant rodents. Of note, there are only 3 platforms on the bottom that are well, no, sorry. There are 5. There's 6. Boy, I can't see. Alright, there's 6 platforms on the bottom. And there are 5 platforms on the top. Interesting. Alright. Let's fight this. And again, we're just going to use the same people as before. Alright, looks like we're coming from the bottom first, potentially. And I'm just going to throw Arrogance here. I think that will be fine. Then we got some guys coming from the top. Why don't I put down a blocker? And then, ooh, it was a bad idea. Blocker was bad. Let's restart. Alright, so what if we don't put down the blocker then? We put down Arrogance here as before. That worked fine. And then we can put the other guy down. This guy. His name is, Cyrene. Can he do it? Oh, no, he can't. Ah, it's too bad. I'm gonna have to be smarter. Gonna have to really try this one. Placement though, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Well, sufficient, it looks like for the moment, but not great. Can put him down to blockade that. And it looks like we've got a little bit of a glitch in the Twitch stream there for a second, it looked like. All right, now the question is, I suppose maybe I put him here. Probably could put him here and cover both sides. That's probably a better idea. And then I could put sultans at the bottom to help with that situation. Suppose I'll turn ultimates on. And Arrogance has taken some hits, interestingly. Ruvian says, usually on Mondays I get 4 to 7 ancients from the Titanic ruins and matrix chest. Joa says he got 3 today. Interesting. Alright, I think I might put... Well, alright, I can put Dachan. Yeah, I think right here is better. Alright, let's speed this along. Ruvian says he has 170 ancients. Now, that's a good number of ancients. I have 0 ancients right now. I used the one that I had this morning. Now, that's a crowd coming, isn't it? All right, so that was definitely a little bit more of a challenge than we have been. So that's good. Maybe we're getting a little more into the right range. So we got 30 diamonds, 553 XP potions, 1,230 gold coins, a gray dude, 53 extra XP potions, and 120 extra gold coins. Ethan did the most damage there at 5,576,950, followed by Arrogance at 1,439,990. So that's kind of crazy. He did really well. Very good. Cody is going to the store. See you later. Cody Iridian says, pick me up a chocolate from the store. I don't know about that. It's gonna make you tough. Alright, let's complete this. Now we're at E5-9. Oh, I see. It has gone up a good bit. Now at a recommended BP of 318,208. Cool. So we've got 1 portal to protect. We've got 3 ground portals and 1 air portal to defend against. They've got mutant rodents, batwings, banshees. That's coming from that air portal. Skeleton soldiers, rippers, elite skeleton archers. Those are ranged. Elite poison mages, also ranged. And poison mages, which are also ranged. So, lots of ranged coming at us this time. And the BP has definitely gone up a little bit. Now, granted, we still have 504,300, so it shouldn't really be a big deal, but it's something to note. It has gone up. I think this point, well, no. I almost said I would go ahead and fix my group up a bit, but you know what? Let's just go for it as it is. Only I was somehow moused out of the screen there for a second, so that's not great. Where on earth? What a failure. All right, let's restart there. Something popped up there, but all right, let's try again, but this time just. All right, let's go for arrogance over here, I think. Then I suppose for the moment we'll throw Wrath right there, blocking that. Then we have Etran. We'll stick him here. It's not lovely though, because I'd have to choose one or the other. Maybe I don't stick him here. Instead, stick him here, and that way he can hit both of them. And of course, Wrath heals himself, so. Seems like a fine plan. Let's see if I can get Cetrum in a good location. Hit everybody. And then Sulkadins can also hit everybody. Not quite. I don't think there's a good position for him to literally hit everybody. I mean, he can right there. Yeah, may as well. Let's do it. And then Dao Chan can go right here and give most people a bit of a boost. And I suppose I'll turn on ultimates. Peruvian says Kip is cruising through these. Yeah, except for whenever I'm not actually on the screen. Then I cruise less, you know? I just randomly click buttons sometimes, I swear. Now that you've had hot soup for a little bit of time, what do you think of her? Oh, Jury's definitely still out because I haven't really played her yet, weirdly. I know it's strange, but I've been just haven't really used her yet. So we'll have to figure that out in the future. What I was doing here in the background is I heard sound. Either I think it was of a new follower, which is awesome. I was gonna check and see who it was. But weirdly, instead of going up on the second screen, it popped up on top of my gaming experience. So I wasn't able to pull anybody down that first time. Um, very very humorous. What's weird is even though I had that sound of some like a new follower, I don't have any indication of the screen. It's very strange. But thanks for the follow, whoever it was. All right, we got 30 diamonds, 553 XP potions, 1,230 gold, 53 extra XP potions, and 120 extra gold for that. Stats show Citrum at the top, followed by Arrogance, and then Wrath, and then Adrian, and then Sultans. Yeah. Completing that, Peruvian says, oh, so if I join the stream, I never say anything, you know I'm there? So normally I don't. It's just if I click on this little button with like little you know, I don't even know what they're called. It's a button with something that doesn't look at all like people, but it's supposed to represent people. Um, and there's actually a name for that symbol or that design. But I can't currently think of the name for it. It's whenever you have when you have the little pegs that represent you in a video or in a board game, right? They're these little a little figurine with a round head on it. And there's a name for those, but I can't remember. But that's what they look like. And so if I click on that, then I can see who is in the channel, whether they're talking or not. I don't normally click on that. I just actually happened to click on it for some reason whenever Cody was in yesterday and saw him lurking in the background. All right. 5-10 over here. Oh, which is it's glitching again, huh? All right. Next one is 5-2. And we've got 2 portals to protect, 2 oncoming portals, and then there's a little green glowy lamppost. Now I feel like the green glowy lamppost does something, and I feel like it may do poison damage potentially to the people nearby it, but I don't really remember for sure. And what that would indicate is that I would need to have a healing put down at some point this time. Not sure if that's true, but it might be true. We've got mutant rodents, rippers, scalepen mages, scalepen soldiers, and poison mages. There's lots of poisony type things going on. I believe that this is going to be a poison damage level. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's find. Did I finish the storyline? I didn't, did I? Huh, could do that. But, alright, let's finish this stuff. Alright, they're looking for 318,208 EP. For this, we have 504,300. Storyline, yes, exactly. That thing I failed to remember. I should do it because I have like 3 soul stones or something for both. I'm not actually remember. some number of soul students. Basically, would probably be a good idea. Okay. All right, so we got him placed down there. I think I'll put Adrian back here. And we're gonna try to arrange this so we can get um Dao into a good location for both of them. Put Setram here so that he can hit both sides without any trouble. And then I think we want Solpadins. I don't really know where I want Solpadins right now. I think I'll just stick Wrath 1 next for funsies. Solpadins could go. You know what? I'll stick her here, and then I'll stick Solpadins on this little platform here. And if I face him up, then we can hit both sides with him as well. If they get that far, which they're unlikely to if they far. Oh, they did. So there you go. As soon as I say it. Arabian says your favorite. Yeah, storyline. OJ says, yeah, it was lagging pretty bad a minute ago. Ah, rough. OJ says it'd be nice to get Volka. I don't really know much about Volka. I've used her whenever it comes up in I think sometimes she helps you with some stages and things like that when she's an add-on. But otherwise, not really. All right, you got 30 diamonds, 553 XP potions, 1,230 gold coins, 53 extra XP potions, 120 extra gold coins. We had such on top and the damage at 3,008,780. And then drop down to Sulfidum's arrogance and then Ether. All right, now E5-11. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Recommended BP 318,208. We have 504,000 or something like that. Okay, for this, we have 2 portals to protect. There's lots of those little green lampposts, 3 of them, and they have 4 oncoming ground portals. They've got Skulking Soldiers, Rippers, Mutant Rodents, and Toxic Suicides. There's the ones who blow up and continue to deal damage over time for some period of time. They're not wonderful. I don't love them. Alright, we're going to go on with the group that we currently have for Volka. OJ says Volka is the closest thing to a healer that you get for Nightmare Faction Trial, so that's cool. Definitely got to look into that. Okay, so we've got some portals there, so I want to go ahead and stick him where he'll be able to hit those guys as well. So we'll start with that. Let's throw Etrin. I suppose, let's just throw Etrin here, I think. And certainly we are getting damaged from that lamppost. No doubt about it. We will put... you know what? We'll put Dao Chen here. We'll keep her in healer mode for the moment. I don't love any of these placements for Solkadins, but we'll put him right here. Okay, that's him. Let's put him here. Solkadins, so he can hit everything. And then Wrath, sure, we'll stick him back here. Why not? Give that extra attack speed boost to Arrogance. Now, unfortunately, it's not even hit anything from where he's at, so he can't self-heal. So perhaps it was a bad placement after all. We may pick him up immediately. We'll pick him up. Probably won't have time to do that down. I only needed him for the boost to arrogance anyway, though, so no great loss. Peruvian says Volka is actually a decent damage dealer, heals a bit, and reduces the redeployment time by 15 seconds. That's very good. Super useful. I agree. That sounds good. Redeployment time being decreased is quite good. So, stats show that Arrogance topped it at 2,554,430. Then we've got Edrin, Cetrum, Sulkins after. 30 diamonds, 553 XP potions, 1,230 gold coins, 53 extra XP potions, 120 extra gold. Alright, E5-12. We also have these guys to claim. Let's go ahead and do it. It's 2 4-star psychic power tokens. You know, I should go out real fast and claim the background fights and also claim, or go into the see what's going on. We got 90,200 gold coins, 14,760 XP potions, 69 flawless meteorites, 137 mithril, 8,800 additional gold coins, and 1,440 additional XP potions for those artifact material raid fights. We also have over here Marine, who has returned with 30 island sun tunas and 30 golden pineapples. It's actually the best thing Marine does in the game as far as I'm concerned. So let's go back out and see if she can find us some pearls. It's unlikely, but maybe. Now, how's about Balut? How's he looking? He has a nice rare summoning crystal here for only 70 diamonds, which I'm happy to take out of his hands. Okay, now let's probably throw what? Let's see, maybe some XP raids. That seems like a good idea at this point. So resource raids, XP raid, and we will max out the auto fights. So we get five little auto fights hitting. Alright, and then out to the arena, where we will gain our 2 arena coins that we got from defeating against other players. Which, you know, cool like that. And then we'll refresh this. Okay, we have here a couple of people that I'm interested in. One is, of course, player 113862251 from Ukraine, who has 95,737 BP. Interesting. Let's try it. The monsters are 98,906 BP. So we'll see what happens. They have Alwyn, Nidan, I think, Olag, Lightlock, and Nagda. I think I got those right. Possibly. I'm not sure about Nidan, because there are 2 people who look very similar. One of them is Nidan. This is Aona. It is not Nidan. Aona has Starfall. During the ultimate that lasts for 20 seconds, each attack summons a star domain at the enemy's location, dealing 50% AoE damage. After a while, multiple stars will fall. Bad things. Aruvian redeemed ad time. 1,500. Very nice. 1,500 Kipoerneke points. Alright, stats on that show that Magda barely topped the damage at 156,304, and that was the Magda on my side, followed by Cyrene at 153,085. Then after that, their Aona did 97,620, and that was player 1138625 from Ukraine with 95,737 AP. We got 3 arena coins, 8 gold champions points, and 5,000 XP potions for that. What's that do? Says Irvin. It's a good question. I wonder. What in fact does that do? I'm uncertain. Does it have no descriptor on it? Let's see, maybe I can find out. Go look. See if I can see anything. I wonder if it means, yes, I remember. I'm supposed to play an ad so that it gets the ad over with. Now, that's what that's all about. That's what ad 10 is. Okay, excellent. Let's do that then. Play an ad. I know there's a way to do that. You're dealing with a person who is unfamiliar with things. Let's try it. Here goes. I think I may have done it. All right. Now, though, I think I'll wait to attack this because I want you guys to see it. So we'll get out of here and then we'll come back and attack dark black in a little bit. All right, let's pop out of there. Come and get these. We got 7,685 coins, 121,400 XP potions, one blue guy, two green guys, and three green guys actually, and one gray guy. And for additional rewards, we have 750 gold coins and 11,840 XP potions. All right, we got that. Let's check the mine too. We have here 2,550 gold coins, 2,050 XP potions, 2 stamina, 2 diamonds, 1 auto fight attempt, and 3 mithril. Welcome back. Looks like the ad is over. So, what that has done, I believe, is prevented another ad from going off for a period of time. So, good news. Rubian says, so it makes you play an ad? Well, that's funny for you, right? So good. It is, but basically an ad normally plays every so often, right? So it's like every some period of time an ad would play. But if you have an ad play in advance, then it would keep an ad from playing for that, for that duration afterward. And I can't remember what the length of time is between ads, but it'll prevent it from going. And so if I was going to do something that I wanted to make sure there weren't any ads interrupting, then I could play an ad by pressing a button on here, which I just located where that is again. And so if I pressed that in advance, we could get the ad essentially over with so that the event would be uninterrupted. And so that little redemption thing was supposed to say, hey, play the ad now, so that we don't have to be interrupted. Only no one had used it yet, so I forgot that's what it did. But good job reminding me. All right, now let's go back into the arena and go check out Dark Black over here. He has 359,993 VPs, so he has a good chance, pretty high chance of beating you, but I want to try it anyway. You've got 299,964 VP. Let's see if we can do it. It's going to be ugly because this monster is going to be significantly harder than, for me, than they are for him. So let's go. See what happens. Okay, Dark Black is from the United States. I failed to mention. Alright, he stuck out Beelzebub right off the bat, who has Corrupted Swarm. During the ultimate, applies AoE damage reduction to cultist allies within the skill range and summons Putrid Flies. Putrid Flies generates a powerful vortex that pulls up to 10 nearby enemies toward its center with 2 times spin and inflicts slow on them. The vortex lasts for 5 seconds. Next, he stuck out Comet. Comet is very good. He has Festering Curse. Each attack does 400% AoE damage, lasting for 20 seconds. Alright, so now there's Eon over here. Eon has Death Vortex. Casts a gravitating force, dealing 110% AoE damage per second to affected enemies for 6 seconds. Unfortunately, what happened there is, again, their VP was much higher than mine, and they couldn't keep up with it. They went on by, and sometimes, even if they do go on by that, like that, Beatrix can still get them. And if Beatrix does, then Valise also can. But not that time. They're just a little too strong. I think I might can do up to 350,000. But there's a little bit much. It's 359,000, I believe. It's just a little bit higher than I can handle. Topping the damage in that group was Comet with 5,217,000 70, which is very good, followed by Beatrix at 3,186,720, and then Beelzebub with 2,405,710, and then Magda, 1,644,609. For that, we got 3 arena points and 4 Duel of Champions points. Alright, let's see. We can't refresh for another 7.5 minutes, so hop out of there. Let's go over to events, but we have some things explained. Duel of Champions, we've got 40,000 gold sitting in that. Corridor of Glory, that's for leveling up and all that people. We got 2 rare summoning crystals. I don't think there's anything else yet. Nothing else to name on there. But now, we got something in storage to put together. Cody says Arena is all about timings in the later rings. We'll have better awakening and still get stomped if you don't hit good ultimate timing and stuff, sadly. I'm sure that's true. And if you do it manually, in my experience, you're always going to do better if you do something manually than if you do it on automatic. So like the auto fights, for instance, it'll be a lot harder to win with an auto fight as things become, more, I don't want to say more difficult, but more precise. Then you'd want to pretty much use manual on everything, including doing the ultimates, but also the placement of your characters, because it does depend very much on what the board is looking like and what the BP of the creatures is compared to yours and all of that. For instance, I could do much better at winning even at this level that I'm at, which I don't honestly know if I'm at, like, if this is considered like mid-tier. I don't really know. Maybe. My guys, like I said, my party's 299,000, and I don't know what rank I'm at. Maybe Platinum 1 or something like that. Not really sure what it is, but or at what level it is, but I definitely think that putting out the guys manually and using their ultimates manually is going to be key as the difficulty progresses. Arabian says correct, auto fights can be iffy. Right, absolutely, because you're timing it based on what happened during your experience with it at a certain level. And as the BP of your opponents changes in these fights, then the effects are going to be different. OJ says everyone's pretty much using the same teams, so timing is everything. Hey, that is probably true. Cody says literally when you're running a meta teams, timing is all you have on your side. Sure, if you've got the same guys and they're at the same levels, then it really comes down to your skill, right? Everybody's balanced, but assuming you have all of those characters, then that would be the way that is. Alright, let's go ahead and make some things here. We can make a couple of these mythic extracts. Sure, why not? Let's do. And then we have some 5-star psychic power. Let's make one of those as well. Alright, now, where are we at? Okay. Kind of looking things over here. Yeah, I guess maybe I should check out the storyline real quick. We'll go back to Odyssey in a minute. But I think I'm on the very last thing here on the storyline, so I may as well get that done probably. And then we'll have Volka and maybe first more getting the center and all that business. So we need to clear E5-13. Where are we at? We're at E5-12. Let's do it. I'm just going to keep whoever I have in the party. We've got... Oh, this is like the same... Do I need the same thing for the Odyssey and for the storyline? Interesting. Okay. 3 poison lamps here. We've got 3 portals to protect, and they've got 3 portals oncoming. Looks like everything's on the ground. We got poison mages, mutant rodents, and toxic suicides, and scalekin soldiers who would be attackers. Cody says very nice. Her info is huge. That's cool. On Purgajora's comment that he got the 3rd element. And Cody says beer definitely comes into play as well. I'm sure that's true. And that's the point at which I'll really have to sit down and look at it. And the point that I'm dreading in my Watcher of Realms life. Erigan says they overlap, it seems. Yeah, it does seem. The Odyssey and the storyline. I didn't expect that, but it's super cool. I'm glad. It's really good. Clear the stage with no more than one healer in the team. It says, well, I think about that. Oh, wait. So that means I can use any amount of people as I want. 318,208. I think I'm just going to stick it as it is for now. And, if I'm getting slaughtered or something, I suppose I'll change that. But I think I won't change that right now. Just kind of looking it over real fast. I think it depends on where we can put the melee guns as to how easy it'll be. Right, but maybe. Okay, so they're going straight across first. And I should be able to just stick arrogance, I think, right here pretty successfully. So we'll stick him there. And then we can put Etran down here. He'll start getting hit right away with that lovely poison, I suppose. Doesn't seem to be happening yet. I don't really remember exactly how that works. Let's turn the ultimates on. And then we'll put Wrath down here. So that'll block that off. Or actually, maybe I put Wrath here so these no on the way. Do I want to? Sure, why not? Let's do it. And then we'll have it down Chan over here. Should cover everyone. And then what do I want to do with these guys? I suppose I could put him here face up, cover all that. And then we have Sulkadens, who was just in a terrible position to be able to do a lot. We'll put him back here. And now we eat. Irvin says, I love kids false to the mentality. Who needs a tank? Hey, I've got Adrian, man. Come on. Adrian. But she's overpowered here anyway. Exactly. That's the thing. Like, I've got over 500,000 BP in a zone that requires over 300,000 BP. And so I'm not really terribly worried about it. And I do want it to be a little, I guess, less boring, a little more challenging. It's not, but if I mean, why make it easier than it already is, right? Yeah, we'll just go all DPS all day. All right, now that finishes that one up. I think we have one more level to go here, and then we'll be done with the storyline and done with the step of the Odyssey, I believe. So let's look at the stats first. Arrogance just topped the damage with 4,443,440, which is a really cool number, honestly. I wish that 3 there was a 4. That would be so awesome to just have, 4s all the way across. Awesome. All right. Followed by Etran. Then Cetrum, then Soul. We got 30 diamonds, 553 XP potions, 1,230 gold, 53 extra XP potions, and 120 extra gold for that. And now, 5-13 has arrived. Okay, we have 2 portals to protect. We've got 4 portals that will be attacking us all on the ground. We have 2 of those little poison lamps hanging off. We've got the Jungle Master. She's going to come out. And she does some healing, and it's not nice at all. She has light armor, she's ranged, she's magic, and she's a boss. She's healing touch. Jungle Master heals 2 retreat allies at a time. Nature's Embrace. Jungle Master invokes the power of jungle and continuously heals all allies in range. Control immunity makes her immune to all crowd control effects except slow. The incarnation of the Mother of Trees, the defender of the forest. Due to the jungle's contamination by unknown forces, she has turned hostile toward all outsiders who dare to enter. Those who receive her healing find their souls tainted, falling under her control. So, here's what she has control of today. Rippers, Scalekin soldiers, toxic suicides, those are very nasty, mutant rodents, and poison mages. All right. Urban says, "Oh, what's the afternoon beverage of choice today? I currently have a Dr. Pepper putt over to the side. I actually have a coffee. You'd be surprised to hear. Cody's drinking Pepsi, and Urban is having Powerade lemon lime. Very nice. You know what? I don't do any of those kind of drinks actually, like Gatorade or Powerade or any variation thereof. It's just they're just not for me. Um, Buggajoe is also having Dr. Pepper. There we go. Drinks shielded. All right, let's just go ahead as is with this fight and see how it goes. Looks like they're looking for 330,880 BP. We've got 504,300 at the moment. So let's start and page ahead. OJ's drinking coffee. Excellent. Excellent. Good choice. All right. Okay, going up that way first. So let's throw out. I think we will do like this. We'll put arrogance here. And then Edrin here. So they can be hitting in the same range. And then we'll do Wrath in front of Arrogance as a little bit of protection on him in case it matters. And also, that's going to knock his attack speed up, which is always nice. Now, we can put out him, Cetrum, right there. And then I think we'll put Sulkins. Where do I want to put Sulkins? I think I will put Sulkins. You know what? It could be kind of crazy to put Sulkins there. Do I want to? Not really, honestly. I think I'd rather put Sulkins somewhere over in this vicinity. And we could go either direction. That's not great, because I don't know that anybody's ready to look that far. But let's just do this. And then we can throw Dao Chen. Probably right here is fine. It hits most of our people, but I think I'll do here. And that'll hit everybody, right? I think so. The only one being hit by the poison lamp appears to be Cetrum. And that's because I believe it's for places adjacent to the poison lamp exposed. And now I'm looking at it a little more carefully. And as you all know, I'm not particularly visually inclined. And so what I thought was a lamppost, upon closer inspection, it looks like it's a claw. Some kind of claw. Is it a talon? Perhaps it's a talon. Maybe not. Maybe it's is it an altar? Is it a portal? It might be. I'm not sure. I think it's more like it's a claw. I'm not sure. Opinions? Ah, I wasn't paying attention to lost Sulpicus. The poison got him. Oh man. I'll put him back out in a minute. Or I say in less than a minute this morning. It's too bad. Didn't get to. 4 seconds left to go. OJ says, do the chickens have large talons? Which chickens? I guess that's the question. And there's another question. That is, how large are the people in the game, right? So we don't know how big these heroes are. Maybe these heroes are quite small, and the chickens are just normal-sized chickens. This whole time we're playing with minifigures, you know? I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's see here. We got 10 diamonds, 2 rare summoning crystals, 553 XP potions, 1,230 gold coins, 53 extra XP potions, and 120 extra gold coins. Stats show that Sulkins strangely did the most damage in spite of the fact that he got killed. Now, I wonder, if the poison lamps, which are now known as claws, um, do do they boost the DPS? Do they boost the attack speed of the ones that they're poisoning, or is it just a detriment? I don't know. I'm not sure. Buggajoy says it's a claw. Well, I buy it. I do buy it now that I've looked at it a little more carefully. It could be a claw. All right, so Sulkinen's topped it at 3,868,090. Then you've got Etran, Arrogance, and Cetrum was actually fairly low on that list. Arabian says Soren's Eye, but green and much shorter tower. Well, okay, so as that goes, this version of Soren's Eye must be like the movie version or something like that, because in the book, certainly no such claw-like enclosure was mentioned. Really watched the movies. I've seen bits and pieces of the movies, and I was a big book fan, so therefore there's not as much of a movie thing. All right, let's see what we have. We finished that. Let's go back to the last chapter so we can pull these 3 rare summon crystals from that. Then let's hop out and go check on that storyline situation, because I think we get Volka now. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's claim this. We got one mythic extract there. And yes, we're there. We did it. It only took 7 months for me to get Volka. Finish the storyline. Oh gosh. Okay. Rubian says, and OJ, nice Napoleon Dynamite movie pool. Napoleon Dynamite. I didn't watch that one. The distortion on the face for that was interesting. Oh, OJ says the cinematic was great. Oh yeah. Thank you, Irvin and OJ. So that was Volka, the 5-star fighter from the Nightmare faction, which is going to be really cool for my whole Nightmare faction group that I'm surely going to lay into at some point. Insatiable Empress of the Scarlet Castle, feasting on crowds is her delight, as the bloodlust restores HP. That is, yeah, that's very much a healer. Now, that being said, Wrath does a little bit of healing to himself as well, and I think that the 5th Awakening of Arrogance also heals himself. How one gets Arrogance up to 5th Awakening is a whole other question, but, Peruvian says, oh, Kip, you have a max level up in your hero area. I actually used that earlier today, though. I used it on, what's her name? Lady Mina. I did it on Lady Mina. So I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way and just get a bunch of XP, but I think I can do it. All right, I do have a bunch of stuff saved up. OJ says she's like the main bad guy in a lot of the bad stories. Volka is? Interesting. Cody says, my arrogance is 84 right now. That's awesome, because like I said, I do believe his 5th Awakening gives him a healing element. And I can't remember what... I want to say every hit? I could be completely wrong, but I'm thinking it maybe every attack that he does heals him a little bit, which would make sense, because that's how Wrath's is too. I don't know if it's just a nightmare thing, or what. But Joe says he gets self-heal at A1, does it? That's awesome. Alright, let's share this. And we'll claim those 50 diamonds. Pop out of here. And let's just go have a look real quick at that situation. Oh, weird. I can get 10,000 gold for purchasing 4 advanced heroes from the black market of the Dwarven Association apparently. I'm not going to rush that, though. Figure that'll happen naturally, right? Let's go over to Beirut. Make a purchase here. Nothing fun according to the smart window. I know you guys want me to buy some of those guys, but I'll tell you something, man. Look at this. Just look at this. 99 guys. That's how many of these green guys I have right now. I mean, sure, at some point I may be wanting to buy some, but I think right now is not that time. I haven't been there yet. Volka says heals 5% every attack during ultimate. That makes sense. And Rubian says you will get Volka Awakening Stones from, what's that called? I don't know, but I have like 3 Volka Awakening Stones already, so I should be well on my way in that. Let's go look, though, at Arrogance and see exactly what's going on with me. I think I passed him. Very, very bad at this images thing. Alright, here we are. Awakenings. Awaken 1. When in Berserker stance, each basic attack launch restores 5% HP. What is 5 then that I was thinking of? Maybe I was just thinking of 1. Who knows? When entering Berserker stance, immediately receives the maximum attack speed. Talent bonus. Interesting. The first 5 basic attacks in Berserker stance deal 100% extra damage and inflict vulnerability versus physical damage. That's pretty cool. Lots of good stuff in his awakenings. Actually, like all of them are cool. I like all of his. He's very good across the board. He's just very good. Okay, now let's go find Volka on this list here. She'll be here somewhere. Who knows? I would assume toward the bottom since we just got it. There she is. All right. Start out looking at her attributes. What can we do for her so far? We don't have much, unfortunately. Let's click the max level button. And that gets her up to level 45. Hey, that's not terrible. We can promote her also. We've got some promotion stuff. So, let's do it. We got Midnight Requiem unlocked. And increased her attributes a little bit. Now we'll promote again. And this time we get... After each basic attack, there is a 30% chance of gaining 1 stack of Scarlet Ferment. Scarlet Ferment increases attack and defense by 6%, stacking up to 5 times. So it's a total of potential 30% increase in attack and defense. Pretty cool. I like it. And of course, her attributes also went up. Let's promote her again, and we're going to unlock Scarlet Feast. We'll check and see what exactly those things are in just a moment. Now we're out of materials, but I think I have some materials in my bags. So we need the melee attack materials, right? So, melee attack materials. Now, again, back to my not knowing what's going on ever. I have to just click on all of the chests until I find something that is correct. Oh, here we are. Alright, now we need melee attack ones. What's this over here? Oh, okay. Emotes and stuff. Alright, so melee attack times 50, that'll help a bit. Alright, there it is. And click OK. Alright, wonderful. I don't think there's anything else. Those are keys. And that's that emote click up there. To make sure I don't have anything else just sitting in here, because it would be just like me to leave stuff like that laying around. Alright. Let's now check in the arena, because I think I can update, can refresh. Let's do it. Okay, none of that is low enough for me to go after, unfortunately. Oh, local awakening stones come from Tide also? That's interesting. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go to events, because we have something to claim here. We got the Corridor of Glory, giving us 1 legendary skill crystal. I'll take it. Alright, now... Okay, I think I'm going to go to the, for the raids and start... On the one hand, I want to do some XP raids. On the other hand, I'm going to need some promotion stuff first. So let's go and see exactly what we're going to need there before I move forward. I probably passed Volka, didn't I? Let's see. Did I? You know what I need to do is add her favorite. And I'm saying, yeah, Volka, that's right. Yeah, so definitely didn't do that. Should have. Didn't. There she is. Found it. All right, favorites. Now, where were we? Promotions. We're going to promote her again. We're at 4 stars now. Basic attributes went up. And now we will need 6 more of these. And then we're going to need 10 more. So it makes sense to go ahead and get 16 rounds of those. All right. So go raid. And we're going to do this 16 times. That. All right. We need 334 stamina. How about we use a bunch of these little tiny ones? We'll get 510 stamina. Looks like a nice round number. Start those going in the background. Minimize. And then what? Let's see. We can throw some gear on now. Just whatever's laying around is fine. Skills? Sure. Let's upgrade some stuff. I don't even know what her things are, but I'm sure they need upgraded. Alright, we've added plus 5% damage to her AoE physical attack. That sounds good. Let's see what they are real fast. We've got Midnight Requiem. When the hero has 5 stacks of Scarlet Firmament, each of her attacks consumes 2 stacks, dealing 260% AoE damage to up to 10 enemies within 2 tiles and inflicting damage reduction on them lasting 3 seconds, which it decreases their damage by 30%. Then we have Blood Source, which is her ultimate. Now hold on, back up. Midnight Requiem has a kind of circular effect. This is its area of effect is kind of circular. Blood Source is 2 in front of her. March 1 enemy target in range with the highest max HP, inflicting vulnerability versus physical damage and vulnerability versus magic damage. Lasting for 10 seconds. If any marked enemy dies, Volka immediately restores 30% HP and 2 stacks of Scarlet Firmament. Cool. Scarlet Feast. Each basic attack launched by the hero restores 4% health, and each basic attack launched by allies restores 1% health. That's interesting. If you're doing a nightmare team, you want the attack speed up on those guys pretty much across the board. So that could be very good. All right, and then we have AoE physical attack, deals 105 damage to up to 5 enemy targets in range. Now I have to look at this again. So dealing damage and inflicting damage reduction. You don't really have. I see. Level 5. That's what you're talking about. HP restored for allies plus 1%. Alright, it was unclear here that it restored it for allies. I thought at first that it was saying that the basic attacks launched by her allies restored 1% of her health, but that's not what it's trying to say here. It's trying to say that it restores their health when they launch attacks. Interesting. Let's get some more of that. HP restored for the hero, plus 1%. That's good. So again, Rubian says click on attributes and you reach your talent. Okay. I will, but I want to go ahead and do these first. We got the AoE physical attack damage plus 5%. Very nice. Always good. Actually, any of these are going to be good to upgrade, so I'll be happy with it. We got the ultimate increased extra damage dealt to marked targets plus 10%. That's cool. Okay, we got Midnight Requiem. Damage reduction effect duration plus 1 second. Mark duration plus 5 seconds for Blood Source. And now we're to that one. Now, we wanted to look at the talent over here. Okay, click back attributes. I do not see it. I'm going to go to skills instead. After each basic attack, there is a 30% chance of gaining one stack of Scarlet Ferment. That's at grade 5. That happens. Maybe what you wanted me to do was go here. Maybe not. I don't know. Basic attributes. Now you didn't. Never you mind. Yeah, not sure. Not sure. All right. We don't want to go to skills. We're going to go on to awaken because we have some awakenings to do. Oh, yeah, that's very nice. Allies redeployment time minus 25%. That's what you're telling me about, and that is a very good idea. I like it. Let's do it. Volka, we do have free of them. I thought so. Okay, got that. Now let's go to the next awakening. There is a way to quick awaken, but I'll go with the this one's fine. Alright, that's attack plus 300. Nice. Goes along with all the other things. And then, let's awaken her once more. Final time that I'm planning to do right now. During the effective blood source, the healing from Scarlet Beast is doubled. Yeah, that sounds good. Alright. So, got that all covered. Now, artifacts. Let's see what we have here. It threw Scarlet Hunt on. That's not the best one for the burning guys. We like burning better than bleed into these circumstances. Let's unput that and try again. Yeah, that's the bleed stuff right there. Increases AoE damage. Yeah. When shielded, increases damage by 20%. No. Increases max HP by 5% every 2 seconds on the field. I was going to say what do I have on blood, but I have blood's effect on blood, so never mind. Deals increased damage to enemies beyond one tile from the hero. For every one tile beyond the first, damage is increased by 3%. That's a possibility. Increases AoE damage. Deals damage to things with bleed. Let's go for this thing. For the moment, at least. Let's throw it on. Let's enhance it up. Cody says that's a good artifact with her. Yeah, I would think it would be okay. I assume you were talking about this one. I don't know. We're gonna do it anyway. Whether it's good or not remains to be seen. Really getting low on the mithril family. I had a good amount of it, so I wasn't too concerned about getting it. But these recent acquisitions have knocked my interest on a good bit. Let's check on the arena over here. We have 5.5 minutes left on that. Well, we can try to hit somebody that we can actually go up against. So we did finish the storyline. What happens if we click on it? It just goes to this, and we can look at the different things here. Okay, cool. Clear all stages in the Spectral Rift in Chapter 8. Their gold grade on any difficulty level 200 times. We're almost there with 183 out of 200. That's cool. Alright, let's see that. Not that. Let's check Odyssey. Clear campaign stage E6-1. Let's look at it. 6-1. We have here 1 portal to protect, 2 oncoming portals. They've got small arachnids, which are fast-moving dudes. Madden Salem Stableman, those guys start moving faster after you hit them. I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, they do. Abyssal Beholders don't really, I mean, I remember those mostly in the water levels. Didn't even realize they were a thing in the water levels. And then we have Madden Salem Farmers. Alright, we need no more than 6 heroes in our team. That seems fine. Let's see. They're looking for 330,880 BP. We have 504,000. 300. So yeah, sure, we'll just continue as is. Okay. We will. Yeah, I will go ahead and put arrogance down. I considered not doing that right now. That's what I'll do. And then we'll see if we can get Cetrum out next, right here, to cover both sides. And then what? What do I want to do next? I suppose we could throw Adrian back behind arrogance. We've got those in the wrong order, by the way. Should have put arrogance back and Adrian there. That's okay. I'm cool with it. No, I don't like that. We want there instead. Then I suppose, let's turn on ultimates. Do I want to put, yeah, I'll put Wrath out, and I don't care if I keep him out very long. And then we can put Dutch in here, put her into DPS mode. And that ought to be pretty sufficient. Alright, so we finished that up. We have 2,785,990 damage from Cetrum. And then Soakdens did 2,224,600. And those were basically the two who got to do damage. The rest of them were a little far back, and they just didn't really get to do much. We got 30 diamonds, 553 XP potions, 1,230 gold coins, 53 extra XP potions, and 120 extra gold. Alright, so that did the Odyssey update that we needed. Let's do this. And we'll get 2 notes. We got 10 legendary skill crystal shards. It did tell us we were going to get that, but it was very visual. Now, we have Artifact Forge 50 times. Whoa, that's a good number of times to do it. Let's grab this one gear recasting hammer. And then I suppose we can hop out here. Artifact Forge 50 times. We still have stuff going here, but I can stop it. It's, I think I don't want to stop it. I think I want to go ahead and wait for that to finish before I do the artifact material raids. It's funny because I did 10 of the artifact material raids earlier today just to satisfy some requirement in the quest. And if I'd waited, then I could have gotten 2 birds with 1 stone and wasted less resources. But alas, alack, it was not the way. To go over to storage where we have some shards. We can get a legendary skill crystal from this. Let's do it. Okay. Could use some of my legendary skill crystals, but I'm a little hesitant to do that yet because I feel like I need to try to try out all the different guys and see which ones I like best and which ones I want to invest in and which ones I don't. Iridian says, how many forges do you have available? I don't even know. I don't know if I have. Surely I have something, but I really don't know. Let's see. I can go to storage and then we'll wander around until we find boundary. No, forge. Here we are. Forge. Okay, so I do have a few things, not very much. We've got the mythic forge over here. Let's see what we get. We'll forge 2. Odds are that we'll get a legendary out. But it wasn't. It was epics all the way. Alright. Titan Forge. Odds are it'll be a legendary here as well. And it was. And then Wisdom Forge. Odds are still for a legendary. It's kind of weird the way that works. And it was, of course, a legendary. Excellent. Normally, whatever the lowest thing is, that's what I'm going to get most of the time. Nothing in that. So, that pretty much covered what I had there. Where's the workshop? We had forgotten. Okay, so it's just the place to improve the art. Looks like, which could also augment. I've never done any augmenting. I don't know much about it. I've seen it. It costs a lot of gold, and it also costs some of these little gems. Those advanced augmentation gems. I get those periodically. And I guess it depends. Yeah, it depends on which kind of augmentation you want, as to what kind of a gem it takes. Feels like it would make the most sense to randomly increase them until you have, well, I don't know, let's see. I would think you'd want to randomly increase them first. Unless you only had one thing that you did. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Adds an extra attribute to an artifact. The attribute can reset repeatedly. That's interesting. Let's click on it and look at it. A random attribute. Let's click the little magnifying glass. So it could be attack bonus, HP bonus, crit rate, healing effect, defense bonus, rage regen, crit damage, or attack speed. And it's between 3 and 15% on most of those. 3 to 15 healing effect, or 10 to 50 attack speed. Ergen says, well, 4 down, referring to those artifact forges. OJ says, did you do Void Rift? There's lots of artifact mats in there. I did yesterday's Void Rift. I haven't done it this week. And Cody says it's worth it. The buffs help more than you think. I'm sure that's true. Ergen says, click on common and then advanced to see the range of HP or attacks you can get. Common and then advanced. Alright, so common. And then advanced. Oh, the numbers at the top. Yes, that's what we're looking at. Right, so advanced. Okay, I see what you're saying. So if you use the advanced ones, you get much more benefit in whatever it lands on. For common, it's not going to give as much of a benefit as you would get with the advanced. So it might make sense then to use up the advanced ones until something gets pretty close to full. Is there full? There's not full. What am I talking about? I'm used to some other games that have caps, like hard caps and soft caps. There are some hard caps on this game, but it's really just the crit rate is the only hard cap, I think, in this game. Ergen says it'll always keep your highest one. Oh, so you don't have to worry about rolling lower. Okay, I see what you're saying. Interesting. Alright, sometime I'll look into that. I don't see any need to right now. Again, I'm doing fine enough. I don't see any incentive to mess around with all that right now. Alright, get out of here. Let's go into background fights. 25,580 coins, 19,680 XP potions. We got 1 mythic extract, 160 of each of these instantly melee tokens, and 2 legendary extracts, plus 2,496 gold coins, 1,920 XP potions, and 23 insignia melee tag 3s in addition to the other regular stuff there. Pretty cool. now we can, I guess, throw some stuff into some artifact grades. Why not? Let's do it. Throw here and artifact material raid. And what I'll do right now is I'll just auto fight and max out whatever we do, which is a whole 7. Alright. And then go to heroes. Gotta find our person. There she is. And then for the promotion, and we will promote her up. Which opens up that talent that we mentioned. After each basic attack, there's a 30% chance of gaining 1 stack of spell permanent. Each enemy kill grants 1 extra stack. Cool. Do that. So she'll kind of gain power over time in that regard. And then we would have to start her up in order to get this further, which means we would have to, let's see, click buttons good. And upgrade, that's the one. Still can't quite get there. I can upgrade her again, but we can't get her up to 50 yet. Not enough XP going in here. Unfortunate. But truly, what if I have any left over there? I did claim some things. I may have claimed all of the XP potions. Out of this, looks like it. Yeah, does certainly look like it. That's too bad. Of course, I could always come over here to her and get some, but I don't really necessarily want to. I'm not in that big of a hurry. Bucket Joy says healing effect has severe diminishing returns at some point. Cody, so it's got a soft cap? Is that what you're telling me? Cody says Runic can roll lower, but you can choose what stat to keep. Eruvian says since she uses Dow a lot and has her artifacts, that might be a good first choice. Yeah, I figure that the people who I have the exclusive artifacts for would be the first people that I would want to focus on raising the artifact stats on. It makes the most sense to, as far as, return on investment. Cody is in agreement there. Plus, now Chan gets a lot from attack, so she lands a big attack roll. That'll be nice. Yeah, Keenan. He can always help, I suppose. I don't know if you've seen my luck or not. Alright. We got 63,140 gold coins, 12,740 XP potions, 52 flawless meteorites, 97 mithril, 6,160 gold coins, and 1,239 XP potions in additional rewards. Cody says 100 for healing effect is usually where people stop. Yeah, it makes sense that, anything would have diminishing returns in a way because, if you have, so you have 50,000 of something and you add 800 to it, that's not nearly as significant as if you had, say 1,000 and then you add 800 to it, right? It doesn't translate like that. So I could see that certain things would be that way. Anything with a static number increase would be that way as a percentage. It would obviously increase by percent, but if it has static, you're going to get some degree of diminishing returns. All right, events over here: Sanguine Throne, Crimson Quests. We spent 500,000 gold, and so we get 5 quick clear tickets and 1 Demon Slayer's medallion. Alright, so we're on 4 out of the 10 artifact forges to complete for this. So that's neat. Moving right along in those. I don't think we have anything else on here that's important to get done right now. We do have Tales of the Smith going. I don't know if I have anything going for that. Wait, what's this? What am I doing? Progress 4 out of 50, right. So just started. I'm gonna click it one more time. Artifact 4 50 times. So yeah, 4 to 50. Alright, mithril. I think though, There may even be some mithril over here. That is incorrect. There we are. We got 30 mithril, 1 4-star psychic power, and 50,000 gold. I don't know that there's any more mithril in my thing, but hey, we'll take it. I think that the zombie invasion has also opened up again today. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Let's go and have a look at the events. What's ending today? What started today? We've got the surprise divine summoning. That's when you summon a legendary hero. You get a second one for free. That ends today. It started yesterday. So if you have some to burn, go for it. So that's in the divine summoning. Special divine summoning also ends today. That's for Elwyn and like Dane or whatever his name is, as the 20 times guys. And then we got the special indication of spirits, which is the same kind of thing, only using like legendary ones instead of rare ones. Hero training ends today. Leveling up, starting up, promoting heroes, to win trophies and redeem rewards. What else? We've got spiritual altar, that's for summoning guys. Duel of Champions starts today. That's arena battles for rewards. Zombie invasion does also start today. Rune Link ends today, so if you have not done that, I would say go ahead and do that. I did it last night or in the wee hours of this morning, however you look at that. But I did it last time I was on, and it wasn't particularly difficult. You just have to sit and think for a second. And some people would have a much easier time, I'm sure, of it than me, because again, seeing things in your head is very, very not really possible. So some of you may have a much easier time of it than me. I can do the logistics, but it's difficult to keep it all in my mind which way to do something whenever it's visual. All right, let's get out of here. Let's check on arena. How long do we have left? We can actually refresh now. That's great. Let's do it. I thought it'd been a minute. Okay, so we got well, I wanted it to be non-stop, but I guess it's non-sloop. I don't know. I'm going with non-sloop. Who is from Belarus and has 312,188 BP, but also has Dane, I'm going to point out. This is the new guy. He looked pretty good. I liked him. Look, you know what? Let's try it out. And it also has Lady Mina and Vlad in there. All very interesting. I see Beatrix in there. I don't know how these people go together. He has this lord who's Leia. And I don't know what these people's factions are, so maybe they're using her as a lord. I'm not really sure. Beatrix is not. She's a cultist, I'm pretty sure. Lady Mina, I feel like Lady Mina is I don't feel like she's in the same faction. I feel like Leia isn't she a watcher lord? Maybe I'm wrong. Watch guard? Maybe. Ruben says McDonald's dad. Now I want a quarter pounder with cheese. Don't fall for it, Ruben. That stuff's not food, man. It's okay. You can get out some ground beef. Just fry it up, stick it on some bread. It'll be good. Throw some cheese on. All right. Let's give non-sloop a try and see what happens. His monsters are also 312,188. So let's find out. Okay. Let's zoom on out of there and see what they've got for us. Vlad, impaling charge. You choose and charge to an unoccupied ground tile within 3 tiles, dealing 500% AoE damage to up to 7 enemies in path. If cast in place, deals 360% AoE damage to up to 10 enemies within 2 tiles. For 15 seconds after casting the ultimate, increases the hero's block by 2, and the hero gains up to 30% damage increase and damage reduction based on the number of enemies within 2 tiles. Max effect at 5 units. Then they've thrown Dane down behind it. He has Execution Protocol. Consumes all stacks of cyclic rate and fires high-powered explosive to the target with the highest HP in range. Now what's happened is they've slipped through my defenses, but Beatrix got them, so all is well. Now, we've got Beatrix on their side. The Soul Feast summons Dream Eater times 2. During the ultimate, increases Beatrix's and Dream Eater's damage by 70%. Expands Dream Eater's target search range to the entire battlefield and reduces the cooldown of talent by 5 seconds. After that, we threw out Lady Mina, who has Eternal Darkness. Continuously inflicts Blood Sigil and Immobilized State on up to 10 targets in range. After casting the ultimate, Lady Mina transforms into Phantom Dracula, dealing 220% AoE piercing physical damage to up to 5 targets one time every 2 seconds. And then they also have Lay It Down here with Divine Grace. It restores 10% rage for all allies at range immediately. Afterward, applies rage regen to them every 1 second for 10 seconds. Very nice. So he did defeat me. I got 2 million of that by me. So, too bad, too bad. Stats show, first of all, it's non-sleep from Belarus with 312,188 EP. Top damage on the board was my Beatrix with 12,065,100, followed by Valise with 9,044,900, and then it goes down to their Beatrix with 7,351,240, and then their Blood with 7,043,430, and then Dane, interestingly, with 6,160,150. I'm trying to remember who was put out in what order on their side. I feel like Dane was pretty early. I think he was either the second or the third guy put out, I think, on their side. I'm not sure. Cody says, how many ancients have you killed for Dracula kit? Good question. I can say not enough. I don't have the ancients that I need, really. By the way, I guess the new Arbiter Lord is coming very soon, like the end of the month soon. Arbiter Lord. Not sure when the Arbiter is. Alright, we got 3 arena points and 4 champions points. I feel like I should know this answer, but I don't. I think I can find out how many of the Dracula guys that are pulled by going into the Dracula event and finding out. Irvin says, I like your thinking in that team, but might want a healer. Hollow, maybe. No, the reason I didn't go with a healer is because it relies entirely on beating them faster than they beat me. Which is, pros and cons to it. It's a glass cannon style, and so I don't really want a healer. I understand like the rage regen being helpful, but I don't know. I think it's kind of a glass cannon. And what I would do if I took the time to do it is have one fast team like that, and then have one slow team. So one for early game and one for late game. It would be ideal to have 3 different teams on each of the arenas. If you were at a position where there wasn't a lot of movement in what you were doing and your guys weren't really changing a lot, then you could make a basically a fast attack, a mid, and then a late game, right? So it's that way you could start out with one style. You look at their defenders, and then you could base what you're doing on what they have the first attempt, and then you could moderate that afterward. If you're watching the fight, you could look and say, okay, they can get through these first few waves. I need to go, into later game with it. But yeah, for this team, I just was, I wanted to kill them before they kill me, basically. Irvin says true. Cody says rage regen means more ultimates. More ultimates means more damage. Yes, I agree with that. But it takes time for the ultimates. I agree on it. I don't know. I'm not sure because I'm not sure. I'd have to try different things on that and see whether it would go better with someone like Hollow or like if it would go better to have it. I don't. It does pretty well. Let's see. It's these guys right here, the AoE team. And if I were going to change somebody out, the question becomes, who would I change out? Because right now, the way I have it, we've got Cyrene to get them out fast. That's very important. We want, again, I want to kill them by wave 2, ideally. So like, well, by wave 3, I should say. So like wave 1 or wave 2, we need to be seeing significant progress with this team. If it gets further than, say, wave 3, we're pretty much not going to make it. So we put out Cyrene first to get them out as quickly as possible. Then Beatrix and Valise, they work hand in hand, but we have to have Magda because we have to have somebody. She's low cost and she's a blocker. The trouble is Cyrene cannot block enough people by herself, no matter what. And of course, by herself cannot do enough damage to kill any of them off beforehand in that first wave, for instance. So that it's actually the second wave that gets her, I believe, if I don't put a blocker behind it. And this, Magda isn't exactly a blocker, but she's good enough. She's high enough DPS to throw in. She can still block enough that between her and Cyrene, they can cover those first couple of waves, no problem. So I have to have somebody in there to do some blocking after Cyrene. I need Beatrix and I need Valise, and then the other person I have in the group is Morgan. And the reason that I have her is because she's the Lord, which ties it all together with these extra bonuses from her lordship. If I were to put a healer in the team, who would I remove and still keep that kind of speed going? I would either have to remove Beatrix or Valise. Obviously, I can't do that. So I don't see the way to do it, basically. I would need more slot. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't been playing all that long, comparatively. But I feel like, I don't see the position in the team for a healer with, at least with what I have. If I had, I don't know, if I had a healer who could also act as the Lord for this team, that would be phenomenal. I don't know if that exists or not. Let's see if I can click on her and see anything. That doesn't help. I need to go to the gallery to be able to see her Lord. Not her. I don't want to see her Lord ability. I want to see the options for who could be the Lord for the first. So I'm seeing mages. Okay. Eon, that's a mage. We've got Abizal, that's a mage. Nero, it's a mage. This is Demi. I don't know Demi. Let's see if we can find her. She's a mage. And then Ezreth. Ezreth is a swordsman. So actually, if I had Ezreth, okay, then I could use Ezreth instead of Magda. And if I did that, would that help? It would mean that I no longer needed the other Lord because he would be a Lord, so I could take out Morrigan, and then I could put in a healer at that. If I had him, that would be a different team at that. And it would definitely be useful. I could then add in the rage region, and it would be nice. But I don't have Ezra, so with what I have available, I just don't see the spot for anything. Rubian says, I wish you had Ezreal. OJ says you could switch Morgan and Magda for Leia and Talon. So if I switch Morgan out, then I lose the cursed Lord boots, which is very useful. It's why I have Morgan on the team. It's that increases faction team members' basic attributes by 15%. And increases faction team members' AoE damage by 25%. It's huge. It's massive. For Beatrix and Valise to have that added to their damage it's phenomenal. I don't know about switching for Leia and Talon. I don't think that we would go as fast. And plus, let's see, Leia and Talon, I have to find them. I don't know what their factions are. I know that Leia's a healer. She's a lord of whatever faction she is. I think she might be Watchguard. But let's see. Let's find her. Yeah, and so all right. So I don't know. Not feeling. Um, Leia and Talon, what you're doing is you're going in different directions, right? Because if we split up, okay, what the purpose of what I'm doing is sort of concentrating the attention on the two who can do the damage the fastest. So the whole point of that layout is to get them out as quickly as possible. And then everything else is basically support for the DPS that they put out. And yes, I would love to have Rage Regen, but I just don't see how to do that with what I have. So I am, this Cody says watch patching. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on it. I could try it, but I don't know. But all right, what do we have here? Probably it'll be a little time before we can refresh. We still have a minute and 10 seconds ish to wait on that one. Let's see here. The Odyssey, we were waiting on more like the forging, right? Forging? Yeah. Can do total once. Amazing. It's gonna take a minute to get past, I'm afraid. It's rough. Alright. So, artifact material raids are in my future for a while, it looks like. I can throw a little bit of stamina at it. I wouldn't use doing that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to raids and artifact material raids, and then let's go with auto fight times 1,000,000, and let's use a bunch of these. Let's do a bunch of these samples. We'll just do 99. We get 990 stamina points. Sure, let's do that. All right, and then max this out and start fighting. Rugen says Talon ground form can replace Magda. Yes. And Talon can do some crazy damage and has great block. If I were to replace Magda, I still would want to keep Morgan is the problem. I mean, I could do potentially that. I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure. Think about it. Maybe I could test it, I could write down the results and determine which team does best with or without switching out. And run some numbers on that. I definitely wouldn't want to get rid of the Lord bonus because to me that's key. Switching out Magda for somebody else wouldn't hurt my feelings too much. She does all right. She's acceptable for what she's doing. One thing about Talon too is that she has like a 3-hit in front of her, like she goes 3 across, and so she would hit. Maybe she would hit a little bit more in that spread than what Magda is doing, which could be helpful as well. But yeah, I could try it out and see how it looks. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Alright, let's minimize these. Get out of here. Okay. Arena was almost time for refresh, so let's refresh. And we have, alright, got Kajul, or is it Kajule? Who knows? I like Kajul. I'll go with that. And so Kajul from Canada has 332,338 BP. We have 299,164 BP. Now, I'll note that that Jewel has Nazar, and Nazar is nasty. And I think that's Comet too, and Comet is also fairly nasty. And they're going with that theory of the Rage Regen plus Nazar and Comet. The lady there, I don't know who she is, but isn't she one of the cults? Yeah, she's one of the cultist lords, I think. So I think I just saw her when we were going through those. I don't know what her name is or what she does. But then they have Magda, who's also in the cultist faction. How interesting. I wonder why. I don't know what the factions of his are or Comet. I don't know the factions. Hollow. Yeah, I don't know Hollows either. All right, let's go for this. Move forward. Here we go. Their monster BP is 332,338. Oh, Aeon. Oh, I have Aeon. I just forget she exists, you know? Talon brings Knockback as well. Knockback is nice. I really appreciate Knockback on basically anybody. There we have Nazar right off the bat. Unsurprisingly, she has Red Lotus Revenge. When activated, increases attack by 60% and expands attack range to create an entire world, lasting for 30 seconds. When the ultimate ends, deals up to 300% aiming damage to a maximum of 10 enemies in range, based on the number of weapon switches performed during the ultimate. And then they put out Comet. Festering Curse. Each attack does 400% AoE damage, lasting for 20 seconds. So, some of them slipped on by, unfortunately, and that's going to be an issue. Because until Beatrix's ultimate goes off, which is right now, they could beat on you. It's a damn shame, really. Oh, let's see. Got distracted with the fight. We got Magda over here, Storming Assault. Each attack lands 3 strikes for 30 seconds, with each strike dealing 160% AoE damage. And then, Aeon with Death Vortex, casting Gravitating Force, dealing 110% AoE damage per second to affected enemies for 6 seconds. Force also pulls up to 8 surrounding enemies toward its center with 1-time strength. That's very cool. Ah, it's a bad problem of the Nice. Went on by there. OJ says, or you could use Alicia for the Pope Lightning. The Pope Lightning, Alicia. I don't recall Alicia. I'll have to look. Cody says, as do most, to be honest. Probably in response to something that I said. I wonder what it was. Who knows? Alright. Stats. Nazar, very, very good. Every single time. 29,402,500 damage. Beatrix was next with 12,896,900. And then release at 10,354,300. And then after that, it goes down to basically Comet and just a little over 4 million, some amount over 4 million each. Yeah, I don't know. That was Kajul from Canada with 332,338 BPO. And we got 3 arena coins and 4 Duel of Champion points for that. Alright. We still have 14 arena permits left. Okay. I think now I'm going to head over to Dracula's castle because we have Dracula's domain over here. So if we complete it, then we get Soulstone for Vlad, I think. Alright. I had kind of forgotten what I was doing here. The alpha emerges, fur matted with blood, into its eyes. You see yourself as you've always been. Alright, the Alpha's Echo has appeared. Use yours with high defense to block it. And the guides. Alright. So we've done all of these, I think, these fights in the first version of this Dracula's class system. I guess this is the first stage. Or, no, not stage. Stage isn't right. Campaign. Perhaps. So we have the Alpha's Echo. We have Bloodmoon Stalker, Redwing Swarms, Bloodmoon Howlers, and Redwing Shrieks. So we've got a good number of flyers, and we've got some wolves, and we've got this guy. When we look at these flyers, we got light armor on both of the ones that have anything special. This guy just does some serious damage for a whole second. I feel like this is a low BP fight, though. It's 270,848. So I'll just keep whatever I had last time, which is 826,814 BP. I think that should be fine. It's got a little Transylvanian lullaby down there, which is cool. I'm not gonna have time to read it, but I mean, I read it and it allowed me. Alright, let's see. What are we doing first? Now I don't see what we're doing first, so we will instead put Arrogance back here. I kind of have to remember this. Let's fight. But we're gonna put him there, and I think we'll put Lubu. Sure, we'll put Lubu here. Alright, and then we'll put Adrian back here on the other side. And it looks like I only brought one healer along, which is an interesting choice. So I don't know who I want to put that healing on right now, but I think I'll put Rosalia over here. Or should I put Rosalia over there? I could put, yeah, I'll put Rosalia over here. And then, I think, perhaps, we want to put a little bit more, probably on this side, as far as the damage goes. And that way I can put Dutch out. Now, as I recall, this wolf here has a good bit of tail swaggy stuff going on. It's rather painful. What if I just stick her? Ooh, but maybe not yet. Maybe. Nah, no, we're good. Good with not doing that. I wonder, what do I want to do with this guy? I'm not sure yet. I think I'll put her over here. And that way we can use her, her little fella, little extra guy to hit some people, hit her and none, whenever I feel like it's. Really kind of want to put her down. Maybe I will. Maybe not. Maybe I'll wait on her and replace somebody with her. Perhaps. He's about to head over here. He didn't quite make it. Not really sure who I want to put down next, so I'm just kind of waiting to see what I need and where I need it. I could put Dao Chan. It doesn't really matter. It's unnecessary. Urgan says, oh my, am I seeing this right? Just kept on a pink on her team. I'm shocked. Everybody's so brilliant. She's there for the she's there for the bonus stats. We got 3,131,080 damage from Cetrum, followed by 2,772,990 from Etran. And then it goes down to Arrogance, Kira, and Nibu. So, OJ says much easier with your own guys instead of the mercenaries. Yeah, definitely. Because my own guys are like 800,000 PP compared to like the 200 units a thousand. So yeah. If If you were at a lower level, it would be more difficult, though. If you didn't have the higher level guys, then it could be on par with the Dracula event, or even harder. Flickering torchlight reveals corridors that twist like veins, guiding toward the coming night. Large numbers of enemies are about to appear. Pay attention to using AoE heroes. And again, it's like 300,000. We've got 3 portals to protect here. Meteorites, yes. OJ says some of those mercenary stages be kind of hard, yeah. I mean, you did have to use a little bit of planning, and you know there were a few that I had to do a few times. So yeah. All right, we got Bloodwind Stalkers, Redwind Swarms, Bloodwind Howlers, Redwind Shrieks, and Black Blood Porters here. So quite a few flyers again. You got some ranged units in there. All right. And it's 304,640 BP. We've got 826,814. And again, I'm just gonna keep it as is. All right, so let's see. What if stick Citron down here, starting on these guys right off the bat? We got some flyers on the way. So what if we stick Citron back here? Can he handle the flyers? I don't know. Let's see. We can turn on ultimates. And I just let them run right by. What a fool. What a fool. Let's try again. All right. I'm okay with sticking him not there. Wherever I stick him last time, it worked out pretty well. Right there is probably better. But I do need a blocker so that, so these guys don't just run right in. All right. So what are we going to do? We can stick. You know, I'm okay actually with sticking him back here. I just need to pay attention to the moving pieces and put Xena down. Now we can throw Arrogance. I would probably throw Arrogance in this set, actually. So, I think for that side, I'll actually throw Adrian up here. And then Arrogance down here. And then Rosalia. Where do we want Rosalia? We don't know. Maybe, I mean, put Rosalia there. I don't like that there. There is bad. We put Rosalia here instead. Is that better? Somewhat better. Let's do it. We did get one hit on Sultan's up there. And I think I'll throw her over here. Here, that's your name. And then we can put her little phantom people wherever we want to during the course of the fight, which is super cool. I like having the little guys that we can just put wherever we want. I wonder what would happen if I just stick him up here in the mix. How bad's that gonna go? I don't know. Looks like Rubuli's rampaging over there. Irvin says, yeah, I kept refreshing the parlor looking for Nazar. Kajiri, holy crap. That's crazy. Kajiri and Ingrid, wow. Yeah, I didn't do that. OJ says Ingrid does make life easier. Joe said he can't even get any further. That's crazy. Didn't expect her to do as much as she did, but she kind of moved to quarter of Trepto's HP 20 times. That's crazy. Cody says she's the best champion more than the game. Her and Valara are hands down best. Valara is very good. I see her, and I see both of those guys, and it's very nasty. They're very nasty. All right, that we got 7,403,460 damage from the sultans. followed by 2,185,800 from Rosalia. Then it goes down to Akira, Xena, Lubu, and then Cyrene, etc. OJ says an honors gauntlet. I built a crossfire with Ingrid and Dahlia. I don't think I know Dahlia. I mean, I may, but I'm not thinking of any name Dahlia. Okay, so there's something invisible. It's a good thing the little hand appeared. I want to see that. Alright, so that's one of those previously kind of warrior or something like that. Maybe in mine, I'm not sure. These zones are a lot like void drifts. I'm not going to get that yet, so I want to come and get these. Oh, I guess I have to go around the other way. So I want to pick up all of the bits and bulbs that are running around. They just have gold laying on the ground around here. It's weird. Alright. She glances back, but the warmth in her eyes flickers as if the memory that built her is fraying the edges. Beware of the threat posed by Knight's brides. Don't let them get close to your defense line. I will do my best. Then I just used the same group. Suggested BP is 389,120. We've still got 826, 814. Okay, I remember this one. Let us stick arrogance right here, I think. And then, let's see, we need somebody very survivable over here. And then, let's see, what name do I want? I think I want Cyrene hanging out somewhere nice. I like it here, I think. It's pretty good. Let's turn on the ultimates. Then we could throw Xena down. I think I'll wait on it. What do I want to put out? Let's see. Maybe we put her out. We could put her back here. Here looks good. Maybe kind of wasting some of her range. That's good. We gotta wait and see where that one is. And I'm gonna stick Akira's clone down there. She'll miss a lot, but that's okay. She'll hit sometimes. Anything helps. Then we could stick, I don't know. Who should I put? Her, maybe? Or should I put her there? Let's put her here. And then we can put Luby down, but I don't really think it's necessary. How about I put Luby right? Face this way. Because we already have Xena facing that way. But put Xena up. Have a long-term benefit there, but I think you're right. How's about we stick Rosalia down here? She's gonna get beaten up and destroyed. That's alright. I don't really mind. I think I'm gonna put Sultan's up here for them. Ah, good. Another Akira. Alright, so stats show that Section's at the top with 3,514,700. Then Akira is next at 1,864,400. Then we have arrogance, Edrin, Luvu, and insultance, and seed bone. Pick up some of these boxes that are just laying around, waiting. It's kind of interesting, you know, the character is just going around, just picking up all this stuff on the ground. People have just left all these treasure chests, or just looting the whole place. Every strike you throw is mirrored in her form. Every scream is your own. This is not battle, this is defense. Face her. Be consumed. Nocturne Mina has appeared. Use a balanced lineup to defeat her. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Let's see. We have a couple of locations to defend. We have 7 oncoming portals. Nice. Nocturne Mina, she's nice. She's got all these mirrors. I think she's the one with the mirrors. Or okay, she summons Abel in there. Maybe it's Dracula's. I don't remember. Somebody's been on mirrors. Just keeps on coming. Knight's Paramour, Knight's Brides, Scarlet Casters, and Scarlet Cutters. All of them heal a little bit. That was the cool part about Dane. Like reading about Dane, he has anti-healing and his range is very good. And it looks like he would be pretty beneficial to have for, you know, that element alone, if nothing else. Alright, so I only have the one healer in the group at the moment. Do I need a second healer? Probably. Am I going to try it without a second healer? Absolutely. Let's go. And if I lose, no big deal. I can add a healer afterward. Try again. Alright, so what ought I really to do? Who knows? I think I need to get somebody to defend some areas, probably. And where do I want them? Maybe I put one here. And then probably want to put somebody down at the bottom. I don't think I'm going to do it quite yet, though. I think I'm going to be. And what else? Where shall I put my bolts? Okay. What if I stick Rubu here and he just gets beaten up a bit better? Is that acceptable? I don't know. No, it's not. He just dies. He dies so fast. I should have put Suna in there so that she could die fast. It's a great idea. Let's do it. Let's see how fast she dies. Will she die faster? She doesn't die faster. She doesn't die faster. Alright. Interesting. Let's put her down here. And see that she just had a terrible range to be put right there. Terrible spot. I don't love it at all. Could put her here. She'll die pretty quick, probably. But I could put her here. That's kind of okay. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, now she was slaughtered. And we have the mirror coming up. All of those terrible souls released from her area there. I think we're going to put Adrian here. I guess we'll turn on ultimates right there. And kind of want to put out Citrus in it. I don't love it, but I guess here's where I'm going to put it. Let's see. Down at the bottom is going to be the biggest pain of the moment. I don't have anybody blocking at the top yet, but I'm okay with putting Ludu up there if it becomes necessary to do so. Or Xena. She's back on the board at the moment. For now, I think I'll throw out Akira and take advantage of these Akira clones. Throwing a drink around over there. Okay, let's stick her out and hit that a little bit. Those guys are kind of nasty. There we go. Iridian says, well, first of all, Iridian says Dane is the anti-grotesque team in Guild versus Guild. Grotesque is a demon soldier that is used a lot, in case you were wondering. I was reading. Grotesque sounds similar to Abomination, right? OJ says I use him every time. Iridian says, yeah, me too. Worried now, running into Dane's teams. I think, I don't know Grotesque, but I think that Dane has a lot of potential. So Sertram did 4,605,140 damage, followed by Socrates at 3,903,040, and then Rosalia at 3,481,460. Following that up was Akira, Xena, Edron, and Ericus. And that was even after I did silly things. But it's because, again, my BP is just way too high for these zones. So, it's not a good, not a good example. So we're going to go and pick up these chests over here. Whatever they are. Little diamonds lying around. Looting the entire world. Okay, the castle homeless with the residents of hunger. Patient, deliberate waiting that chills the soul. Aware of the threat posed by Knight's paramills, don't let them post you inside. Sure. Recommends 346,000. BP for this one. OJ says I'm only missing 2 demon soldiers, but I use the same 5 every time. That sounds about right. Alright, let's start this. I didn't look at the map. I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. I just flipped on by. I wasn't even thinking about it. Okay, what do we have here? We've got 1, 2 different. They've got a guy sitting there. Let's throw arrogance out. You know what? Let's try to remove the distance. We want to put him probably here-ish. We've got a whole bunch of nasty guys going to come out. Let's see that. What do I want to do about it? I think that I want to put Edron down here. And then I can put probably Solkadins here. Placing, you know, I have been facing this way and the others, but I think we have enough damage that if I wanted to, I could place it up. First, I think I might put them out. And you know, what if I just put them out facing this way? Let's see how that works. Let's turn the ultimates on. And then, let's see. I could throw Daochan here. Rosalia needs to definitely go out. Possibly here. No, wrong place. Wrong place. I'll put there instead. Yes, that's better. Like that. You know, I'll throw Akira out so that I can manipulate her clones. I like the element phones too. Now that I got to use them in Dracula's event, very cool. I definitely appreciate the little clones that you can move around and put in different places. Pretty cool. I'm just watching to see if I need to put any of these other guys anywhere. I have any reason to, but I don't. Alright, so stats show Suttram did 2,715,180. Arrogance did 1,756,440. Then it goes Rosalia, Edrin, Akira. And that was pretty much what I had out. I had Dao Chen also. Alright, let's grab these chests. And then probably have a look at this map. Alright, you have to go down here and defeat this, whatever it is, that guy. Bottom. So, missed some things over here. Alright, engage in battle. So, shadows twist with lupine shapes, and the wind carries their hunger, waiting for the moment to devour. Beware of the threat posed by Red Swarm. Don't let it get too close to your defense line. 208,896 is the recommended. Bergen says quick rundown on good test. When your soldiers die near him, he gets bigger and heals himself and gets stronger. Ah, that's where the anti-heal would come into play. With Dane's anti-heal, it's basically killing that strategy. Yes, I would say so. Absolutely. Of course, Thumples also has an anti-heal, but he is, of course, inadequate with only, I believe, is a single target. I think you see the target. Okay. Alright. Let's start this, but first let's look at the map real quick. You have 3 portals to protect. They have 1 air portal and 3 ground portals. They've got Red Swarms, Blood Moon Stalkers, Red Moon Shrieks, Black Blood Porters, and Blood Moon Howlers. Teeth of Night is the main quest stage. I think the picture is interesting. It's like a watercolor painting, maybe. I don't know, maybe oil. It's hard to tell. Okay, what do I want to do here? Do I want to do like that? Or like this? No, I don't know, maybe. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't care too well. Maybe I'll just do like this. The traditional manner. And I kind of like that, I think. Ooh, there's another whole portal over here that I've forgotten existed. So maybe instead I go here and left this. Just to have somebody doing something with it. And then, what do we want? Like this, maybe, or maybe like this to hit a little bit more of the board. I suppose, I don't know. It should have gone down there. Probably should have. That's okay. We'll just do it this way. It's a little lame. Maybe I don't do either one. I think I want to try maybe this direction. I don't know. We're just going to do different things and see what works. Turn on some ultimates. Let's see here. I'm going to stick Akira out. Methinks? What do I wonder? Not really sure. I kind of like her in a lot of different places, honestly. But I think we'll go here in case I. Lost Rosalia. And I wasn't paying attention. It's a whole problem. Guess I'll put them down. I don't really love it though. I won't. I'll put Lugo down instead. Alright, so Citrum at the top with 2,889,300, followed by Rosalia, Akira, Sultans, Xena, and then Arrogance. Alright, picking out various and sundry goodies off the ground. And let's check and see what this looks like. We did get everybody except for the guy at the end. So let's head back over there. If I can manage to not click on the map. It's a tough thing, though. The skeletons hanging from the trees are interesting. Alright, the dream shadows, the masquerade dies. To wake is to remember, life to create. To remember is to become. The Dark Prince has appeared. Use a balanced climate. To defeat him, not defeat him, it's a different thing. Alright, now, let's see this. We have 2 portals to protect there at the bottom. They have 4 portals that'll be oncoming. The Dark Prince is one of them. He does a good bit of damage when he comes out of the coffin. 50% of the cough, I think. We got the Lord of the Night, Knight's Paramour, Knight's Bride, Scarlet Cutter, and Scarlet Caster. Alright, we'll move forward as is. And I think we stick Arrogance here. Adrian here. I need to get Rosalia out down there. Kinda like her here. Let's turn on ultimates. And then could put Lubu down, but I think instead we might stick maybe even leave it there. Could be brave. Yeah, let's be brave. We can do that. And then we put Dao-Chen here. And then what? Who knows? Arrogance is getting beaten madly. Not surprisingly. Let's take Xena up. Okay, now put out a cure next over here, methinks. And now we have some Akira clones to work with. The Rubian says you cleared Wardrift to delete, didn't you? I don't know, I may have. I had thought that I had clicked on normal, but then I ended up having to do all of the zones, like the first one. So I think I must have accidentally put delete and gone into there and cleared it like week before last. That's probably what happened. So I may or may not have cleared it delete. Let's throw an Akira clone here. She died so fast. Alright, now let's put Arrogance down here. And I think Lubu is going to probably conduct the person, but we'll see. Let's see where Dracula ends up, how that ends up. Yeah, definitely getting the heck out of old. What's his name there? Okay, Citron. I think I'll put her here and face down with it. like beat on Xena for a whole second. Somebody just died whose arrogance goes down the pound pipe. Wait. I had assumed it was going to be Xena who went down, but no, there's not. Alright, so stats show Second at the top with 6,324,510, followed by Sultan's at 5,856,580, and then we got Akira, Rosalia, Xena, Neutron, and Paradise. And we've got some packages to pick up. I guess that was the last of it, right? Anything else? I don't see anything else. Alright, so let's leave and see if we can go claim all of the rewards. Don't know. That was the wrong button. Okay, let's do the Evernight Throne. Also, we've got Blood's Legacy over here. Exploration, defeat the mutant demonic wolf in Dracula's domain. You get 100 family artifacts for that. Defeat Lady Mina in Dracula's domain. You get 100 artifacts for that. Defeat Count Dracula in Dracula's domain and get 100 artifacts for that. Now, we have to do the Evernight Throne before we can get these things, but we do have this here. It is one blood Dracula's soulstone, and that is down in progress meter at the bottom. Everybody says, "Grats, thank you. Thank you very much." Okay, so cool. Now, I am going to have to take a break, I'm afraid, because it is 5:30 and probably I should eat. But first I'm going to do a few more little cleanup things around here. Let's pick up this deep sea pearl from Marine. She did a good job. She got that. 30 island suntunas and 30 golden pineapples. I'm going to send her back out into the wilds and see if this time she can get some volcanic salt. It's a big difference. We've got pearls and we've got volcanic salt. Wide variety of things she gets for us. Over in Beirut's black market, there's nothing interesting. Sad day. Storage has some shards for us to turn into something. It is gear recasting hammer. It's very nice. I'll take it. Then background cuts are finished. We got 405,900 coins, 81,940 XP potions, 237 flawless meteorites. That would help a little. 624 mithril, 39,600 gold coins, and 7,965 XP potions as additional rewards. Alright, let's go back into the arena. Because obviously by now I can refresh. Let us refresh. Ah, no, nothing. Got nothing. It's a sad day, that. Okay, in that case, I suppose we can throw some stuff together real quick in the forge if I can find it. Not a whole lot, but we do have a little bit that we can make into it. So let's go to the mythic forge. We'll use all of these things just to get anything fun and exciting. We did. We got a euphoric orb. It makes me euphoric a little bit. Very slight amount of euphoria. Increases the attack speed of all heroes in range by 30. That's very good. By 30 every 60 seconds. Now consider the Nightmare team that we previously discussed. Nightmare team, and I wonder about Volka and whether that be something good for her to have. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look at her again. It feels like it would. I'm not sure. Or kind of like it. Alright. Then let's go on down to the Titan Forge and see what we have here. It's the Watchguard's Ambition. It's a legendary thing. Each basic attack launched has a 10% chance of triggering another basic attack. Also cool. That's cool. Wisdom Forge. We got the North's Glory. Healing a unit to full HP has a 20% chance of granting them a shield equal to 20% or its max HP for 10 seconds. The effect can only be triggered one time every 5 seconds. That's for healers. I mean, I didn't check to see if the other things were limited to class or not. I should have. Let's forge a couple of these on the exclusive forge and see what we get here. Sharpshooter Crest. When there are no enemies within one tile, AoE damage is increased by 20%. That's pretty cool. And Reaper's Emblem. Class limited to Marksman. Increases damage by 5%. After killing the target, increases an additional damage of 5%, stacking up to 2 times. This effect lasts for 10 seconds. But that's pretty cool as well. Alright, that was a pretty good run of artifact forging there, I think. Over on the Elf Pass, we have weekly quest, Forge 10 artifacts updated. And that gives us 200 elf tokens and levels us up on the Elf Pass line here. Let's claim these rewards. We'll get 30 more wisdom meteorites and 100 dungeon crystals. Wonder if we can make anything with those meteorites. Let's see. Yes, we can. We've run the wisdom forge. We can make one more piece. Let's do it. Ruben says sharpshooter on Cetrum. Possibly so. Cetrum is a good choice for that, I think. I'm not sure what I have on him right now, but it's not the worst idea. Soulbinding Crystal restores 3% rage when killing the target. Cooldown of 5 seconds. That's not too bad. Yeah, it's been a good run on those. I'll have to figure out where I want to stick those. I wonder what I have on Cetrum at the moment for this artifact. I thought I might have just glanced through here. There it is. Okay, this is the Hand of Doom. Increases damage by 15%, and upon killing 3 enemies, increases the hero's penetration by 10%. Yeah, the other one, what was it? Just got it. Wonder where it is. Was it this? That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's an exclusive for Dracula thing. Unfortunately, I have no idea what the image looks like. So I just have to kind of go through them until I run across it. I know that no one's wearing it, so that helps. No, that's definitely not it. Oh, you know what? It was class limited to marksman, wasn't it? So it's gotta have a marksman data. Okay, that's it, isn't it? But, this increases AoE damage. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Was that the right one? Is that the one you talked about? I think it was. Alright, now, I've got to take off and try to get some food in my stomach, I believe. So, it was a pleasure streaming with all of you, chatting with all of you. I'm glad that so many of you got to, be in today at the same time and get to say hi to each other and everything too. So, hopefully, I will be back on later. I should be back on hopefully tonight, or at least in the very early morning, one or the other. And hopefully I will see you then. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can find out the next time you go live.